And look at this. It's windy and it's brutally cold, so. Our very first stop for our New Zealand trip is the Hot Water Beach. We're on the east side of the North Island. It has been so sunny and beautiful out. We've definitely seen a lot of the damage as we're driving around.
The Cyclone Gabriel left behind a trail of destruction. State of emergency was declared as heavy rain triggered flooding and landslides, leading to life-saving rescues.
We were originally going to go to the Cathedral Cove today, however the steps down to that area collapsed in the big storm, but this is still a really cool spot to stop at. So we just got here and we just got parked.
First we're going to go rent a shovel and then we're going to head down to the beach, because what is so unique about this beach is in certain parts of the beach you can actually dig yourself like a little pool, and then the hot water is going to come up and fill that pool, and then you're actually going to have like your own little hot tub. So this boiling hot water is made from like the different vault lines here because New Zealand has so much geothermal activity.
So now we are going to head 3 hours down to Rotorua, where we're going to be spending the night. Down in that area, there are a bunch of geothermal parks that we are going to be checking out tomorrow, which we are really excited for. So let's hit the road.
We have now completed the drive from Hot Water Beach here to Rotorua. The drive took us about 3.5 hours just because it was super windy. There was just all kinds of rocks on the road as well. So it's definitely a lot of storm damage that's still trying to be cleaned up. Plus it's just like naturally a really windy, hilly road. So definitely have to take your time making that drive. But like I said, we are now here in Rotorua. The first stop we had to make was at an ice cream shop. We were both pretty hungry after that long drive. But we are now here at a mud park, which is like right in the center of the town. And what this is just like a bunch of mud pits that is boiling up from all that geothermal energy that is here in Rotorua. And then tomorrow we're gonna spend the entire day just going all around Rotorua, checking out the different things. We're gonna have a separate vlog for that day, so make sure to check that out. But like I said, for the rest of the night, we're just gonna be checking out these mud pits. Pools are kind of fun to look at, but they smell so bad, like rotten eggs times 10.
Good morning. It is very early. It is currently 5:16. We're up to do a big mountain pass hike today, if all goes well. Yesterday we had our shuttle bus service that we booked cancel on us. So we rearranged all of our plans, but last night at our hostel, a girl that's also staying there, her shuttle service was still going out here today. The weather's super iffy, that's why ours canceled, but we're hoping to beat the rain before 3 and get this mountain hike in, because we're gonna be really sad if we don't get to. But it's a 12-mile hike, so it's gonna take us most of the day. It looks absolutely beautiful, so fingers crossed they don't cancel on us, and hopefully we don't get rained on top of a volcano. We are driving for an hour to get to the parking lot, which is at the end of the trailhead. Then a shuttle is taking us to the beginning of the trailhead because it's a pass. Yeah, hopefully all goes well. Weather is less than ideal. We're about an hour, 2 hours in. The weather is horrible and we can't see very well. It's windy and it's brutally cold, so that's where we're at.
It's been a grind. We maybe should have just like stuck with the cancellation of the other shuttle, but like honestly the weather the rest of the week looks just as bad, if not worse. And this morning it was looking like kind of decent, so like when we rebooked our shuttle, we did get on an earlier shuttle hoping that we could like beat the bad weather, Instead, we're just hiking in a very cold little whiteout, foggy conditions. There are like hundreds of people out here hiking though. Like there's 3 or 4 shuttles, so there are like hundreds of people on this trail right now, but it's still cold. We are still like low-key hoping that it eventually clears up. The sun peeks out for at least a few hours. Like it was supposed to be sunny around 10 o'clock, which is still an hour from now. So we're still hoping that by the time we get up to the top, we get some sunlight peeking through, just so that we can like still see the blue lakes, which is like the coolest feature of this whole trail and kind of the entire reason you walk 12 miles. For this hike, it's where they filmed Mordor for Lord of the Rings. And so I totally thought I was gonna feel like I was in Lord of the Rings. And here's the thing, I do, just not the scene I was hoping for. I feel like it's more like when they're up on the mountains, traversing through the snow, and they're like, man, this is a really bad idea. We should probably turn back now.
Don't recommend. Check the weather before you go. Only go if it's a sunny day.
We have finally made it to the beautiful lake overlook. Beautiful.
It is officially 6 hours?
6.5.
6.5 hours since we started here. I'm getting picked up by the shuttle, and wow, I am beyond exhausted.
It was definitely a really long hike. The worst part was obviously like as we were going up, we were just getting blasted by wind and rain. So it was super cold on the way up, which just made it not super fun. But then I feel like on the way back down, we kind of got into nicer weather. And so it was quite a bit more fun coming back down.
Unfortunately, the blue lake was pretty covered with mist. Thankfully, we did get our hike in before the storm. It's about 1 p.m. We are starving. We made ourselves some sandwiches last night. We got supplies from the store, so we're just gonna eat our peanut butter and honey sandwiches on the drive back. Here in New Zealand, they have Manuka honey, which is sold all over the world, and it's supposed to be super good for you, like a super health food. So I got a jar of Manuka honey, which I've always wanted to try. So now we have Manuka honey sandwiches with peanut butter, which is very New Zealand after our New Zealand hike. And now we're probably just gonna drive back and rest the rest of the day because we have an hour-long drive, and we definitely have to do laundry today because wow, smell terrible. We took a nap and we honestly feel like death after that hike. We are so sore. We literally went from 0 to 100 because we're obviously not working out consistently, and last week we had Bali Belly in Indonesia and we're very sick. So we took a nap, we rested, and we're gonna go grab some food and try to watch the sunset over Lake Taupo because it's been really sunny lately, and the forecast looks like it's about to get really cloudy and rainy, which is sad. So we're gonna try to make the most of it while we still have it. So it is a couple days later, and we've been to Hobbiton. We also went to the beautiful West Coast and went to the Three Sisters. So we've really been all over and have driven so many miles. But we're about to return our car today. But the last thing I wanted to do in our little road trip through New Zealand is try Pavlova, which is a very popular dessert here in New Zealand that I made once back in middle school when I was studying New Zealand. So now I'm actually here, actually getting to try the real Pavlova. We got it at a place called the Cheesecake Shop. And look at this.
We were really hoping to like find just like a slice at a restaurant just while we're eating out, or just anywhere, just a little slice. However, we could not, and so since it's the last day, we had to just get what we could, and that's an entire platter of Pavlova.
So what this is basically a baked meringue with fruit on top. The girl that we just bought this from in the Cheesecake Shop said that this is a small one, which is so wild.
She was very apologetic that there was no full-size ones and that there's just like this half-sized one. I'm like, trust me when I say that half-sized one is more than enough for us.
It looks looks so good though. So here we go, time to try this amazing looking treat. It is so good. There's this like meringue type of cream, and then underneath is more of like the baked marshmallow part of it. It's so hard to explain, but basically they bake like a big marshmallow and then they put the cream on top and then the fruit on top of that.
Do I get to try it now?
Did I describe it well?
I would say so. That's really good. I'm more of a like, let your desserts be dessert and your fruit be fruit. I don't like to mix the two because I'm like, if it's a dessert, make it be unhealthy. Don't add healthy stuff to it. Just because like all the whipped cream doesn't have like a ton of flavor, so all that fruit really helps give it some flavor.
There's tons of kiwis on it too, and the nickname for New Zealanders is kiwis. They have lots of kiwis as well as kiwi birds. So we bought a stamp to send back postcards to the US and there was kiwis on it. So they love their kiwis here. We did get to try the ambrosia at one of the restaurants. That's a popular dessert here, which is just like a fluffy marshmallow type salad, which was good too. So they definitely like their fruits, their kind of meringue marshmallow salad-esque desserts.
Very
here.
fluffy desserts.
Fluffy desserts. We've barely made a dent. We have to eat this all today before we return the car. Oh no.
All right, well, we're gonna try and finish off this Pavlova, or at least see how much we can get, but we hope you enjoyed this look at a New Zealand road trip. You know, obviously it didn't go quite as planned just because of all the different weather events that were happening here in New Zealand, so we did have to do a lot of extra driving. Next, we're heading over to our 16th country, which is Australia, so we'll see you there.